What's up, everybody? Brandon Vapes here, back with another banger of a video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Today I'm going to be telling you about the first time I ever met Matt. So it just started off as a normal day, The sun's outside, birds chirping, that sort of thing. Right after that, it was around dusk time. I think a couple of my homies decided to come over. We're drinking, having a good time, shit like that. Now I get these tabs of acid a couple days ago. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take them tonight because we're supposed to be going to a party. And yeah. So one of my homies gets us a ride to the party. At this time, I already took the acid. It's starting to kick in, right? Mind you, this is like the second time I ever done acid. So this guy pulls up, right? And there's already someone in the back seat, and there's three of us. So, I'm already tripping balls. It's my second time. They don't feel comfortable leaving me alone. So one of my other homies ends up having to go home. He was kind of upset about that. I felt bad. So we get into this car and we're driving out into the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And I shit you not, this felt like I was riding in a spaceship. Matt has these fucking DJ beats going. It's like burn, 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 burn. EDM, I think it's called. And we're twisting and winding down these roads, and I'm like, holy shit. Now we finally pull up into this place, and it's a pretty big yard with like a big backyard and shit like that. Now when we get back there into the backyard, they had this raging bonfire next to this cliff. And it was fucking amazing. At this point, I'm pretty fucked, and I'm just staring at the fire. It's moving, waving, making colors. And my other homies are drinking, getting severely trashed. I just remember this hippie dude talking about these four locos and like giggling and laughing. He's having a great fucking time. I'm sitting there smacking on my dab cart and shit like that. I have like one or two beers, and then all of a sudden I get the idea to wander around, right? So I wander away from the fire a little bit, and then they had this garage, and then they had this house, and they were kind of diagonal from each other. And I just remember looking at that and like thinking, what if that was like a portal to another dimension, because it's all rainbow and changing colors, and it's dark outside. Everything's kind of waving around and swaying, and the leaves are kind of blowing around. They had some really tall grass, and that was waving too. And I just sit there for about a couple minutes, maybe even longer than that, and just stared at this beautiful scenery that I was looking at. So I wander back, everyone decides to start hitting a bowl and shit like that, and I join in. And then right after that, we pretty much decide to go home. Matt gets in the car, his girlfriend gets in the car, my other homies get into the car. And at this point, right, I'm probably peaking. And then the EDM starts playing again, the bass hits, and it just feels like the whole car's vibrating. And then it feels like we're floating, bro. I shit you not. And then we start winding up these things, and it was so intense. Now here's the really crazy part, guys. So then, once we get off that road, and then we're just driving around, then we finally get to my house, right? They're about to drop me and my other homie off, right? We're just about to pull into our driveway. These lights come on behind us, and no other than the police pull us over in our own driveway. And everybody in the car is a little bit fucked. Like, we're all just gone, pretty much. So, like, the whole car is freaking out. So my one homie on the other side of me was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then my other homie beside me was like kind of shaking a bit. And then the cop knocks on the window. Matt's girlfriend rolls it down. They're like, it smells like marijuana in here. Do you guys have any weed in the car? We're like, nah, we don't, even though we had a bunch of dab carts and a bunch of other shit and a ton of paraphernalia in the car. If they would have pulled us out and searched it, we would have been so fucked. So we hand over these bowls, right? And then they're like these really massive ones with like 6 chambers, fucking 3 chambers. They're really big, and it was just a major loss on one of my homies' parts. So then they go back to their car, right? And then they come back, and then they knock on the back window. So one of my homie that was beside me was like, what do we do? What do we do? Kind of rolls down the window and was like, yeah, officer. They're like, I need to know your guys' names right now. Now, at this point, one of my homies on the other side of me opens up the car and just starts vomiting everywhere. He's just drunk as hell. He's underage. They knew it. One of the officers was like, "Hey, is he okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't really know what's wrong with him. I was tripping balls. I was stuttering over my words. This is the first interaction on the police with acid. Oh my god, do acid in a safe environment. Don't drive around with a bunch of your friends that are drunk. Just a very bad idea, guys. I do not condone that at all." Then they ask one of my homies beside me for his name. He gives him his name, right? And then they like, "Yo, what's your name?" Right? And I'm on acid. I completely forgot my name at this point. A bunch of wild shit's happening to me in my peak. And I'm like, "My name?" They're like, "Yeah, what's your name?" I was like, "I don't, my name?" Like that SpongeBob episode. "What's my name? What's my name? What's my name?" They hand me a piece of paper and was like, "Write your name down." So then I forgot how to write too, bro. I was just like scribbling. Then my homie took the paper from me on the other side, was like, "Yeah, I got you." Not the guy that was throwing up, though. He wrote down my name and shit on the piece of paper. Then they're like, "I need his last name too," and then my homie had to write my last name down. And we're right in front of my goddamn house. Then they're asking me, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "I don't know the address." They're like, "Well, I need to know where the hell you guys live." And I just pointed at the house. I was like, "I live right there." They looked at me with a very confused fucking look on their face, and then they just knew we were trashed. I knew it in the back of their mind. They knew that. Then they go up to Matt's girlfriend, right? And then they knock on her window. She rolls it down. Matt's screaming out the side of the car that this is bullshit and a bunch of other shit, and he doesn't care if he goes to jail. It was just real funny. But they knew he was belligerently smashed. They made his girlfriend blow a test, right? She was somehow under the limit. We got all lucky that night, right? And she was also driving on a suspended license. I don't recommend doing that either. They made her do a sobriety test. She passed it. And then they're like, "Yep, okay, get back in your car." We're like, "What?" Yeah, so Amelia got back in their car. They drove off, and we're just all like, "What the fuck just happened?" They even let her drive home on the expended license. Like, these cops were super chill and super nice. So me and the homie that was puking out the side of the car got out and went into my mom's house. Then they drove my other homie home, and basically we just went to bed from there. And I laid on the floor just out of my mind, right? And I'm still hitting on this dab cart. But secretly I left my dab cart at my other friends, and I think it was my homies, but I was trashed. I didn't know that till the morning. I apologized and shit for that. It's not like I sucked it down like a fucking hog. I took like 2 hits, and I was like, "Yeah, I need to go to bed." I mean, if you guys like this story time, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, you know how it is. But yeah, you know that if you enjoyed this video, there might be another one coming out. Let me know in the comments down below. Peace. What's up, everybody? Brandon Davis here, back with another banger of a video. Yeah, hit that like and subscribe button. Today I'm going to be telling you about the first time I ever met Matt. So it just started off as a normal day, you know. Sun's outside, birds chirping, that sort of thing. Right after that is when the dust